think the stock market is worried that Congress will change and will overturn these pro-growth policies. I really believe that. I think that the so-called correction, and I've said before, as you know, these things come and go. That correction has to overcome the uncertainty about this election.
Top White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow saying that it's the worry over a potential blue wave that's actually been pressuring the market, not just today, but for the last couple of weeks. So how will the October drop and fears of growing global slowdown impact the vote? Just 2 weeks away, Jonas Ferris is back with us. What do you make of that, Jonas, that the threat of the Democrats taking the House and or the Senate having an impact on this, the economy, the economic renaissance that we're having in the market, recognizing that?
I think it's politically a strong point to tell people their 401ks are going to fall. I'm not buying it, and here's why. First of all, the Democrats looked better a few months ago when the blue wave was building, and the market was hot then. Now, all of a sudden, with the stumbles over, whether it's the Native American thing or the Kavanaugh thing, there's this caravan heading, they're not looking like such a lock anymore, and yet the market's tanking because I think the real pressure on the market right now is rising rates, the deficit going up, and actually the opposite, which is what's it going to take for Republicans to keep winning, because now they're throwing out ideas of more tax cuts, and investors were just getting a little nervous about the deficit going up in recent weeks, and they don't want talk of more deficits to get reelected. Right. So I think that's actually the danger. Again, I don't think the Democrats are looking at a victory right now so easily. Certainly not a veto-proof majority. They're not going to turn around the corporate tax cut, which was driving a lot of their earnings. So I think this is just a myth.
It's interesting. About an hour ago, Stacey Abrams, running for governor in Georgia, she made a comment at an event that she was sort of didn't believe the free markets worked. So you'll see those kind of clips, though, making the rounds. And to your point, tax cuts 2.0. I think they could work if they make them permanent. In other words, I don't know that we're going to get this virtuous cycle, the Reaganomics sort of things, where more money comes into the Treasury if people don't really believe this is a permanent situation and they can actually go out and spend that money.
If they want to start doing tax or spending cuts to afford permanent tax cuts, I think the market get on board with that. But we're going to grow our way out of this deficit problem. That's not looking like the case anymore. These were needed tax cuts, especially for corporations, so they can be competitive with the global. But you got to start paying for this stuff, or the economy's got to keep growing fast, or the interest rates can't go up as high as we think they're going to go with the Fed trying to nip the economy.
On the other side of this, one theory I have is if the GOP keeps the House and the Senate, I think we have Democrats will come to the plate, at least on two things, maybe infrastructure and maybe even some sort of middle-class tax cuts, even though it would hurt it could be hurt the deficit or add to the deficit. Those seem like low-hanging fruit that they've always promised their own voters.
I definitely agree with you on infrastructure, because I also think it's actually Trump's big area. He hasn't really gotten into it yet, but that's where his supervising over that kind of stuff is where he's going to add the most value compared to some other stuff he gets involved with. And Democrats want to do it so bad. So even if he does lose control of Congress, that's the area where but that is a spending program, let's not forget. So again, this deficit thing, we're going to keep bumping up again because it's coming up.